My name is TRG and welcome to the video. First off, I hope you enjoyed that montage intro. I had picked a select few clips from players in the community because they actually press record, unlike Bean, along with several clips I had saved up that were relatively unseen until now. These clips all share something in common that we will talk about in just a moment, but first, I need to shout out Probby, who has provided the music for this video. He has now appeared in 2 different videos of mine thus far, and as a token of thanks for allowing me to use his music in my content, I'd like to give him a shout out in this video, so go check him out. His links are in the description below. Now with that being said, let's jump into this video's discussion topic, Age of Sail Update. I want to talk about something that most people might have missed with the update, something that doesn't involve naval at all, Frontlines. Why Frontlines specifically, you may ask? Well, even though Age of Sail was a naval mode overhaul, Anvil Game Studios, also known as AGS, has previously provided Frontlines with a patch that surprisingly changed the meta of the mode itself. To give you all a sense of perspective, I have played Holdfast for a little over 1,700 hours as of the recording of this video, and what's crazy about that is about 1,000 of those hours are from playing Frontlines alone. Over the years I have played, I've made several videos showcasing gameplay from 2020 and onward, and I've seen how AGS has changed the game. Each update they do has evolved Holdfast for the better, one way or another. Unfortunately, I wasn't a huge fan of Naval prior to Age of Sail, so when I heard that Naval was getting an update, I was skeptical. Then I played it during the event that AGS hosted for creators, and I was excited for it. And now that it's out, it's been a real game changer. Naval is now fresh and inviting for any player regardless of skill level. Prior to the update, Frontlines was seen as the same way if you ignored the glaring meta that had plagued the game. The meta is called the Quick Swap, and it was discovered technically by Zed, the person who had the first clip in the montage. He had reported it to AGS when he had found it, but nothing was done about it at the time, as their focus was spent on future updates and bug fixes that were more of a priority. Unfortunately for them, this bug went from being used by one player to being used by a majority of the PC regular players that were already really good at the game. As a result, the meta was born. It became prolific in the scene, so much so that if you did it, most casual players would think you were cheating. And at the time, they weren't. It wasn't a bannable offense to use this bug in-game. However, because it wasn't, every person who used it had a clear gameplay advantage, and as time progressed, more people taught more players about the meta, and the cycle continued. So what about today? Well, to reach the crux of this video, the bug is no longer around. It's been patched due to the Age of Sail update. So what changed? Why did AGS patch it now? Simply put, console players. Holdfast's introduction to console put any console player at a disadvantage, as the bind that PC players primarily used to do the quick swap was not something console players could easily create. This made playing Frontlines on console feel like a punishment, which was definitely not what AGS intended. That's why it's gone now, and the players who had used it were frustrated. The bug had been discovered 2 years ago. Yes, this bug was discovered 2 years ago, and had been in the game most likely since the release of Frontline, so those who had gotten so used to it now had to adjust. That adjustment definitely made those players angry if they didn't know the change was coming. Those who didn't see it coming sent their regards to the feedback channel of the Holdfast Discord server, or they even silently quit the game. The ones that did adjust, though, still get to play the game, just without the dopamine that the swap once gave them. No longer could you hit 5 on-screens with rifle or crazy trenchgun clips that made your trenchgun a more effective AA-12.
You. Forward, gentlemen. I can't stop all of us.
With that all being said, what about the previous player base? Did AGS do more harm than good with the patch? Well, as someone who had used the bug and had already adjusted to not doing it prior to the update, as seen in my previous video, which I will have linked in the description of this video and in the end card at the end of the video, AGS did the right thing here. Every player, regardless of platform, are on the same playing field. However, it does put into the question of the gameplay loop. Currently in Frontlines, there's no collateral damage. The only guns that have the chance of getting multiple kills with one shot is the trench gun, but that is based entirely on spread and not on bullet penetration. This is why people that mastered it, or are extremely lucky, can get 3 kills on enemy players right in front of them, but somehow shoot a guy from 70 meters away. Oh my god! Still, the trench gun is the only one like this. All the rest have the same one shot equals one kill gameplay loop. I think if AGS wants to keep players interested in Frontlines, there needs to be some kind of collateral damage. Maybe reward players for aiming high by allowing riflemen to shoot through multiple players with one bullet if their heads are one. Now, I wouldn't suggest anything above 3, as that would be a bit excessive, and I would also suggest the bullet penetration being strictly 2 players if they are both at full health. The only way a third player could get headshot in a collateral would be if both the second and third players have low health too. Not to mention even factoring bullet drop-off and effective damage on range, there's a lot that goes into this. And who knows if this would only be limited to the rifle. Maybe in future updates, AGS will bring other guns in the game too that could play with bullet penetration values, but I would suggest that trench guns are never considered for bullet penetration as their spread is effective enough, and pistols might not even need it either as their fire rate is much faster than the other guns in the game. To keep this short, I hope AGS considers this as a viable option to make the game mode more fresh. Yet again, I'm not sure what their vision for Frontlines will be in the end. All I know is Holdfast as a whole is on a great trajectory with AGS at the helm. It's come a long way from what it was in 2020, let alone Unreleased. That being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and or a comment, and click on any videos on screen if you want to watch more from my channel. If not, I still appreciate that you watched this video, and not only watched it, but watched it till the end. Hope to see you next time, and don't forget, tell Sweaty Bean to go to bed. Seriously, if you're on the game, guys, tell her to go to bed. She needs to go to bed.
Bedtime, Bedtime.
See you on the battlefield.